Hey guys, it's me, Helena. I hope you're having the most magical day. I'm back on the channel after taking a few weeks break for my annual vacation. I ended up going on a vacation with Alex and we had the most magical, wonderful time, and it was so nice to take 2 weeks away from documenting and taking photos and doing filming and doing YouTube. It was so nice to just press pause, get some clarity, get some stillness, go within, and then come back feeling refreshed and renewed and excited again for season 3. This is what I'm calling season 3 of my YouTube channel. I just want to personally thank you for tuning in today, for tuning into my videos, any that capture your attention or your interest. Thank you for every like and comment, and every one of you who shares a video with a friend or just leaves a comment down below. Like, I can't tell you enough how much that supports my channel and continues to help grow this channel. I also would like to just say, if you like my videos and you want to support me in continuing to make videos, because it is a lot of work, it's a lot of time and energy and attention to make YouTube videos consistently here on this platform, you can head over to my Patreon. I have a Patreon page where my Patrons seriously support me in so many ways, and emotionally, financially, all of that. So if you would like to donate $2 a month, you can do so on my Patreon. I'll include the link down here and in the description box. And also, if you'd like to just send a donation and maybe you don't want to do a monthly subscription donation, you can check out my Ko-Fi, where you can buy me a coffee to fuel those late night editing sessions. I'll include the link down below as well. So today, I just want to chat with you. I just want to sit down. I'm drinking some water. I would drink something else, but it's just too hot. It's too hot right now. But I wanted to talk to you today about my goals and like kind of this new start to this channel, season 3, this new beginning, kind of where I'm at emotionally, mentally, my goals for the year. It's August, so we're like more than halfway through 2022, but I don't believe that one should start over at the beginning of a month or at the beginning of a year. I think one can set intentions and goals at any point in the year. And so I kind of want to share with you my goals after taking 2 weeks off, and really, wow, guys, like, I really recommend to anyone who does content creation like this, who shares their life online in any way, to really take 2 weeks off to replenish your spirit and your soul and get some clarity. I came back from this trip feeling like a completely different person. Like, I feel very different. I have such clear intentions and a clear purpose and very clear goals. And by taking a break and getting some silence, specifically not consuming any content, like for the last 2 weeks, I have been completely unplugged. I logged off of Instagram. I logged off of my email. I put the vacation responder on. That silence, that stillness, that really doing nothing and just being present in life. And while I do believe in goals and intentions and creating some sort of a loose plan for the direction you're heading, maybe not having like a 5-year plan or anything like that, but just more having a direction that you want to go in, having a goal of something to look forward to in life. While I believe in all of that, I'm also a big believer in destiny and fate, and that some things are meant in the cards for us at certain times in our life. I'm an astrologer. I've been studying astrology for over 10 years, and it's something that I've been getting very deeply into, specifically Hellenistic astrology, which is very fated. And so a lot of what I believe in terms of Stoic philosophy and Hellenistic astrology, I do believe that while we have free will and freedom of choice, there's also some things out of our control and out of our hands. And so while I do have these goals, do keep in mind I also have a very loose grasp on these goals, and I'm allowing the universe to take me where I'm meant to be, and I'm not really controlling it or efforting or forcing anything. It's more like I'm doing what feels exciting, what feels fun, and what feels good, and I'm allowing the universe to kind of sweep me away in that direction if it's meant for the highest and best good. So that's something I I just really want to keep in mind for anyone who's also going to be creating goals. As you're listening to me share my goals, feel free to get out your journal, start thinking about your goals. What do you want? What are your values and intentions going forward for this next part of the year? But do keep in mind, like, allow yourself to surrender and trust in the timing of your life and just flow with it. All right, let's start with some personal goals, some personal things, and then we'll talk about money. We'll talk about the professional goals that I have for my life going forward. But let's just start with like the most fun things. And the most fun things for me are my personal goals. And for me, a big part of that is travel. I have a lot of intentions for this year to do a lot of traveling internationally. I'm not even talking about Europe. I'm talking about like really going abroad to different places. COVID really, obviously for all of us, stopped us from going to the places we've been wanting and planning to go to. For me, it's been Sri Lanka. It's been an extended period of time farming in England. I wanted to go to New Zealand and Hawaii, all of these places that I wanted to go to, and I couldn't because of COVID, obviously. And now I'm really starting to save my money so that I can start traveling and going on solo trips again. You guys may know from my previous videos about being an introvert, I am a very independent, free spirit. I am mine before I'm anyone else's. And while I have the most amazing marriage and my partner, my best friend, like he is my rock and my world in so many ways, I am also incredibly independent, and I love traveling alone for extended periods of time to different countries and different places in the world. And that hasn't stopped. When I was single, I did it. When I was dating, I did it. When I was in a relationship, and then when I got married, I still do it often. I'm actually heading to Kauai for a few weeks next month. So in September, I'm heading out. But I'm really excited because Kauai has been a place on my list for as long as I can remember, and it's on my Venus MC line, which I've just been dreaming about. So this is going to be a kind of creative work trip. I'm going to be creating a lot when I'm in Hawaii, you know, filming, droning, painting, writing. I want to do all of it while I'm there. And I'm actually going on a retreat, so a creative artist retreat. So I'm heading to Kauai. I'm so excited. I will definitely be sharing all of the beauty and the wonder that's there here on this channel. But that's the first place I'm heading. I am really focusing on embodying my value of travel and exploration, and really traveling and being an adventurous soul, and really honoring and celebrating my adventurous spirit and not holding myself back or feeling like I need to play small or like I need to dim my dreams down. I am just committing myself, and I'm gonna make it happen however I can. But that's kind of my biggest personal goal for really the next full year, the next 12 months, is to really see a lot of the places that I've always wanted to see, or go back to the places that really feel aligning for my heart. Now for some hobbies, some interests that I want to start dedicating some time to are drumming. I want to learn how to drum. It's like one of my favorite instruments. Every time I listen to like a rock band or any rock, you know, song, anything, I'm always just like obsessed with the drumming. So I would love to learn how to drum this year. Also freediving. My biggest goal in life is to freedive with humpback whales and tonga out in the wild, and I have a whole plan to do it. I have everything planned. I know exactly where I want to do it, the diving company I want to go at the time of year in order to see specific whales. So that's like my main dream in life, is to go freediving with whales. But I need to learn how to freedive. Like, I have no idea how to do that. And to be honest, one of my biggest fears is holding my breath for too long underwater and drowning or losing consciousness underwater. It's one of my biggest fears, even though I am a snorkeler, an active swimmer, an active explorer underneath the sea. I love the water, and I'm a scuba diver. I've been scuba diving like over 40 times. I still am afraid of holding my breath for too long. And so I really want to learn how to freedive to conquer that fear and to find the courage to overcome that fear. And also just the idea of holding your breath for so long underwater and being able to freely swim, that just sounds so aligning for me. And I feel that I am a mermaid. And so freediving will really connect me with my mermaid-like soul. And I really want to learn freediving. That's like one of the biggest goals and intentions that I have going forward. And so I need to learn how to do that. And so I need to go to places in the world that I can train and learn how to freedive. So that's kind of a similar goal that has to do with travel. Some other things I want to do for me personally is I really want to enroll in kickboxing classes. And I have been called to do kickboxing ever since I saw Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander. When that movie came out in 2017, I have always loved that scene where she's kickboxing, and I've always like wanted to do that ever since then. And I actually enrolled in kickboxing, but I never ended up going back in 2017. And so my intention for like my personal exercise and wellness and just using my energy to its fullest capacity is I want to get into kickboxing, and I want to learn how to do self-defense. Like self-defense is really important to me as a woman, especially, but being able to like have a strategy of defense and defensive skills, that's something that's really important. So I want to really prioritize that in terms of my exercise routine going forward. I find it's really important when setting your goals to kind of know like the overall focus for the year. Like, are you focusing more on career growth? Are you focusing more on finances? Are you focusing on relationships, on dating, on cultivating great friendships, your spiritual growth? For me, my focus for this year is health and wellness and like self-care, but through what I eat and how I take care of my body and how I love and appreciate my body, and doing like daily things that help me really get a sense of movement and flexibility and fluidity in my movement. That's something I really want to kind of focus on for the year. So I find that's really helpful when you're creating your own goals, is kind of knowing the main thing you really want to prioritize and place value on over everything else. One of my biggest goals for the year is to take semi-regular trips to Paris in order to form community with like-minded, creative, spiritual people. Paris has such a melting pot of people, and people from different parts of the world, and a lot of creators and creatives live in Paris. And I really want to form a community of like-minded artists and to join a community of people who like similar things to me. One of the things I'm really craving is being around people who are very creative or artist-like, people who like films, people who like the visual connection, writing, creative writing, anything that's very artistic. I really want to connect with people like that. And so I find that every time I'm in Paris, every single time I'm in Paris, I always meet someone who's like, what camera is that? Oh, you film with that? That's cool. I was just filming this. Oh, I'm writing a script at this cafe. Like, I'm always meeting people who are creatives in Paris. And a lot of the times they're American, or they're Kiwis, or they're from Australia, or they're from they're Canadian. And I just like, it's so easy in Paris to meet native English speakers who are creatives or spiritual. A lot of them are astrologers. I've met so many astrologers in Paris. And I would really like to semi-regularly make trips out to Paris in order to continue cultivating friendships with people like that, to maybe join a meetup group of photographers or astrologer meetups. Like, that would be so cool. It's something I'm really kind of putting out into the universe, and to start getting started with that in the coming year. My other personal goal is Alex and I really want to continue fostering cats. We fostered countless cats since 2017. We started fostering when we were living in Virginia, and it is our greatest joy to have a house filled with kittens and cats just running around. And so that's one of our personal goals together, is to start fostering a lot once we get settled in Bayonne. Obviously, my intention is to travel a lot, to do a lot of solo travel trips around the world this next year. So obviously, if I leave, Alex will be with the cats while I'm gone. But fostering is so great because you don't get the attachment of like needing to be with a cat forever, and you can have that freedom and flexibility to kind of go and go travel somewhere. But at the same time, you can take care of a cat. You can take care of cats or animals, dogs, rabbits, hamsters. There's so many animals that you can foster to take care of before they get a home. And the great thing about being a photographer is I can take really beautiful pictures of these animals in order to help them get adopted by people. So I find fostering to be one of the most emotionally fulfilling things I can do in the world in order to help, to give back in some way, is to take really great pictures of animals and foster as many animals as I can in one lifetime, so that I can help cats, get adopted and get homes, and spay, neuter, release, trap, neuter, release programs. I'm such a huge advocate for trap, neuter, release. When I was in Egypt, I regularly did that for a lot of the cats in my neighborhood that I lived with. so many cats in Egypt, especially where I was living in Dahab, and I would regularly, try to trap dogs and cats to get them neutered and then release them back into the wild. So that's something I'm really an advocate for, and it's something I want to continue to do and continue talking about and doing in my personal life, is just fostering and donating to organizations, animal welfare organizations that I really care about. It's really important to have a why. It's really important to have a recognition or an awareness of why it is that you do the things you do. Like, what is driving you? Why do you want to earn income? Like, what do you want to give back to? What do you want to give a contribution to in life? One of the main drives that I feel toward making more income, doing this kind of work that I'm doing, one of the big purposes and intentions behind why I do what I do is I really want to uplift people, and I really want to inspire people, and I want to help people feel lighter in their lives and feel the sense of freedom that I feel. A huge reason why I do what I do is I want to help people get back in connection with themselves, to come back home to themselves, which is their intuition, their inner voice. To put it very bluntly, I feel that I have a lot to give. I feel that I have a lot to contribute to life and to people, to animals, to the environment, all of it. And so this is a big purpose, and it gives me a sense of clear focus and drive as to why I do what I do. And there is this sense of wanting to contribute, wanting to give back, wanting to be a person of service in my life. So this is, a huge part of why I do what I do, is I feel this innate drive to give back in some way, to uplift people, to inspire people, to make people feel good. When one person is excited and shares their enthusiasm with others, it can really uplift a lot of other people who are, consuming that energy. And so I feel like I have a lot to give, and I want to give more. One of the main reasons why I want to start earning more of an income doing what I love is I want to give back in terms of charities. I make monthly donations to a few different organizations that I really care about in terms of whales and dolphins and keeping whales and dolphins out of captivity. I'm looking at the aquariums, I'm looking at the swim with dolphin experiences, all of the Sea Worlds of the world who regularly breed and put dolphins and orcas into shows for entertainment for people. This is the main core thing that I'm most passionate about in my life. We all have our own unique talents, our own unique passions of things that really drive us and light us up. For me, it is specifically marine life and marine animals in captivity. I want to start donating 10% of my revenue every year to whale and dolphin conservation groups, specifically towards stopping humans and corporations from capturing and breeding wildlife and marine life specifically. That is a huge goal of mine I have for my life, like when I think of my overall life. Let's talk about money. Last year I made $11,000 before taxes. Okay? It was literally the scariest thing, putting all these numbers together and sending it over to my tax guy, he's a guy that does expats and people who are living in France that are American. He's amazing. I wrote about him on my blog. He's great. Before taxes, before self-employment taxes, because as a self-employed person, you have to, pay self-employment taxes. There's a lot of taxes, quarterly taxes, a lot of taxes you have to pay that are not taken out, so you have to do it yourself. $11,000 before taxes. It's not sustainable. So I'm going to prioritize taking sponsorships going forward. I am going to prioritize trying to find a way to earn an income doing what I love. I have been doing this for 3 years now, and it's time for me to step into my worth and ask for what I want and what I need to survive and to thrive and to live comfortably in my life. I need to put money away for retirement. I need to think about my future self who isn't doing YouTube. What about her? 60, 70-year-old Helena. I gotta think about her. And so my priority going forward is I cannot continue to make $11,000 a year doing this. There has to be a change. I know that a lot of you guys probably don't like sponsors. I know some of you guys are okay with it, but please note that's how I pay my bills. That's how I get compensated for the work that I'm putting into this channel. It's a huge investment being a YouTuber. The gear, all of the gear, the light, the tripod, the camera, the mic, all of these things, they were an investment. And I believed in myself and I believed in this channel, and so I made that investment and I paid for it with a credit card. Then it was the time of paying myself back. And so the sponsorships that I've been taking, the Patreon, anytime you click an affiliate link, you buy from my shop, you watch the ads in full, all of that helps to support me as I pay myself back and pay my bills and my monthly upkeep as for being a YouTuber. And I think a lot of people don't see that, or like they don't know what it's like. I think a lot of people just think, oh, you probably just, you take, videos on your camera or your phone and then you just upload it for free and it's just all free money. There's so many monthly costs that come with being a good YouTuber. And I believe in quality, not quantity. And so I will always try to improve and find ways to up level and get better at being a filmmaker and a storyteller. So all of this to say, it's time to start thinking about future Helena and my IRA Roth and retirement and putting away some money and paying myself back. And that's kind of like my intention of stepping up into a higher degree of self-worth and saying, this is what I deserve. And I'm going to work hard in order to get that. But with that comes a lot of boundaries and saying no to brands that you love and want to work with, but saying no to them because they won't pay you what you deserve and what you're worth. So that's kind of something that's been really challenging for me as a YouTuber. And I just want to be really open about that. And I want to just be very open in sharing with you what it's really like, because I don't think you guys see the struggle. I don't think you guys see the challenges, the frustration of being a YouTuber. It's really tough. I am such an optimist. I'm such a resilient go-getter, and no amount of no's will ever stop me from getting what I really, really want to get. And so I will keep trying. I will keep putting myself out there and pitching myself to brands until they say yes. I will keep trying. So let's talk about the money goal for the year. The money goal was $60,000. If I could make $60,000 in a year, that would be incredible. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start taking sponsorships more. I'm gonna start really prioritizing telling about my Patreon and my videos. Work smarter, not harder. The YouTube AdSense, it's not working, guys. It's not working. It's not working. But by the way, I do want to say, if you do watch my ads in full, that really, really helps. Just putting it out there, it really helps. So what are some things that I want to do in order to make more money? Well, the first thing is I want to create a couple courses. I want to create a couple classes, really high quality, amazing classes that are going to really help people. The first is an astrocartography course. You guys may know this from my second channel, but I am doing astrology pretty much full time at this point. The abundance really started flowing into my life in terms of doing one-on-one readings back in, December is when I started the readings, but it was in May, April that the abundance really started. And now this summer has just been an incredibly fruitful, amazing summer of just doing what I love, connecting one-on-one with people, and actually making an income doing this. Prioritizing my clients and prioritizing one-on-one relationships, coaching clients, that's really going to be the main thing going forward. I also want to create the course. So the astrocartography course would be really fun to teach people how to do this, and to do it in a way that is unique to your natal chart. I think a lot of people teach astrocartography in terms of this is what this means and this is what this means, and there's no nuance there. But with anything with astrology, you always have to look at the natal chart and you have to look and see what planets are positioned and what's the nature of those planets in those houses and the relationships they make with other planets. So I want to make a full in-depth course to help people truly understand their unique natal chart and their astrocartography map. So that's a big goal, a big, big goal for work in terms of the next full 12 months. The other goal is get my book out there. My book is finished. It's being edited now, but it's gonna be a full promotional thing, which is honestly the thing I'm most nervous about. I hate marketing. I hate promoting things. I'm very much a creative at heart, and so I'm gonna really have to step up the courage and really actively start promoting this book, which I'm so excited to get out into the world. This book about slow living and presence and intuition and how to connect with yourself and connect with your messages, everything that's coming through for you. I'm so excited to get this book out there. That's gonna be coming out in the spring of 2023. And so a big focus is gonna be on that and getting that all ready to go. But with that book, it's gonna include a slow living mini course, which is gonna be a video series of very practical, tangible activities and ways that you can really slow down in your life. And that's all. I'm gonna make this beautiful course that's gonna go with people who pre-order the book. I am someone that has to experiment and play and throw all the paint on the canvas and see what works and what feels good and what feels fun for me. YouTube AdSense has not worked for me. It has been a challenge for the last 3 years. And so I'm kind of putting that aside and saying, okay, Let's forget the AdSense. Let's forget relying on YouTube. Let's start thinking of new things I can do. So that means, taking sponsorships for the videos, actively promoting my Patreon often, creating courses, creating new things on my website so that I can start to really start putting money into retirement and start investing back into myself so that I can make videos and documentaries around the world and start traveling and making beautiful films about all these different places I'm seeing in the world. So that is like the main focus, is to make $60,000 this year and to actively find new revenues or new streams of income so that I can start actively pursuing my dreams and pursuing my goals of going to swim with whales and going to New Zealand and making documentary films in Sri Lanka. All of these things are fueling my dream of creating beautiful works of art and beautiful films about the places and experiences that I'm having. Those are my goals. Those are the goals for the next full 12 months. I'm starting this season 3 here in mid-August. I want to travel a lot. I want to start earning more income to support myself in the work that I'm doing. I have professional goals, which we've talked about, but I also have a lot of personal goals, like fostering cats and free diving and learning to drum and getting in kickboxing classes. These are all like my main goals for the year, and focusing on health and wellness. That's like the main umbrella for the year, is focusing on how I can really love and appreciate my body by moving my body to the pleasure of my soul and eating a lot of greens and healthy foods that really give me a lot of energy and boost my energy in big ways. And just like focusing on those things, like that's it. That's like the huge priority. But so yeah, I just want to personally thank you for tuning in, for watching my videos, for giving these videos a thumbs up or subscribing or telling a friend about it or sharing it on Instagram or sending a donation on my Ko-Fi or my PayPal or my Patreon, becoming a Patreon. Like, all of that is huge ways to help me and to continue doing what I love and to continue doing what I love to do, which is creating content and being a storyteller and a writer and an artist and an astrologer, all of the things in one cohesive thing. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending you all the joy and all the magic, and I can't wait to see you next time in the next video. I'm so excited for season 3. This feels so aligning, and I'm so excited for this next season of this YouTube channel. And I hope that all of this that I shared with you either inspires you, inspires your goals, your personal goals, your professional goals, or just lets you know a little bit behind the scenes of what it's like to be a YouTuber and about the sponsorships and how much a YouTuber actually makes of my size. Like, I hope this video just encourages you to step into your worth, into your deservingness, and to say, this is what I want out of my life. This is what I'm clear about. This is the clarity I have. This is the intention I have going forward. And I'm not going to settle for less than what I think I need and what I want in my life. And obviously there will become challenges. There'll be obstacles and roadblocks, but keep going, power on, go slow, build layer upon layer on your castle. Go slowly with endurance like a snail's pace, right? I talk all about this on my blog. I'll include that blog post down below if you guys want to read it, but sending you so much love, such a big hug, and so much magic to you, dear kindred spirit. And I'll see you guys next time here on the channel. Bye.